Hey everyone! So today I decided that my light is flickering. It's annoying. Hey guys! Today I'm going to be making my very own top 10 Disney villains from animated movies. And I know there's kind of a few of those out there, but my list is a little different. And also, I'm going to Disney World in just a little under 3 weeks now with my school. And I kind of wanted to do some Disney videos leading up to it, and then I'll probably vlog when I'm there. But I'm a huge Disney fan. In honor of the occasion, I'm wearing one of my Disney shirts, matching rose earrings, because why not, you know? So let's get right to it. This is obvious, but spoiler alert. So my 10th favorite Disney villain is one of the underappreciated Disney villains in my opinion, and it is EDGAR. You might be like, who is EDGAR? Well, EDGAR is from the ARISTOCATS, and he's just really funny. Like, he catnaps, and that's why he's a villain. I don't know, that's just kind of funny, and he's an entertaining villain. You know, he tries really hard to do things and they just don't work out. But as far as actually villains who do things go, he actually, works on things. He gets the sleeping stuff. He gets his bike. Yeah, he ends up running into dogs, which kind of ruins his whole plan. And then things go into the water. But sometimes villains just do a lot of talking and no doing. And he actually does stuff. So I think he should definitely get some more credit. I just like EDGAR. My number 9 villain is Gaston from Beauty and the Beast. His song is great. It's not like a villain song in the sense that some villain songs are very evil focused, but his song is about how great he is. He's so arrogant and conceited that you kind of like him. He's a character that you want to see sort of what happens to. He gets so twisted, and the evolution of him just going from a arrogant guy to, locking up Belle's father and trying to get him into a insane asylum, and then going on I'm gonna murder the beast. Crazy evolution. I don't know, Beauty and the Beast is also my favorite Disney movie, so I kind of just had to include Gaston, but because I don't really like him as a villain that much, he's kind of low on the list. My 8th villain is Cruella de Vil. Her name literally is Cruel Devil. That has to give her points. She's so obsessed with her fur coats that she wants to kill puppies. If you're not evil for wanting to kill puppies, I don't know what makes you evil. And her song, I know that the songs are a lot of my reasons, but I love the music. They're just Cruella de Vil. Cruella de Vil, get that jam on. My number 7 is YZMA from The Emperor's New Groove. She's sassy, purple, and I love purple, and she has a great sidekick, and she has the most brilliant, to quote her, plans that just never work. They're so in-depth and so exuberant and exaggerated, and then they all just failed utterly. In the movie, she was I'm gonna turn into a beetle and then crush the beetle, and it's so exaggerated and intense, and then he turns into a llama. And it's just a llama! And also, every time she goes, pull the lever, Kronk, and then she goes, the other lever. It's just, this is beautiful. Just a beautiful villain. My 6th favorite villain is Ursula, because she is even sassier than YZMA. She's very humorous with her songs, and she makes it sound like she's been really hurt when obviously she's the one doing all the hurting. And the fact that she has contracts with fine print is very funny, because people make jokes with the fine print, and then here she is signing people's souls away, and they're yeah, let's do it. Also, she's an octopus lady. That's really cool. She's just a cool villain. Her hair's nice. She has eels for pets. I don't really like eels, but that's definitely a cool villain pet. Jafar has a bird. She has eels. Who's winning here? Ursula. Ursula's winning. Then my 5th favorite is Dr. FACILIER. I hope I pronounced his name right. From The Princess and the Frog. And he's just groovy. He has his knee dances and his voodoo cards. I don't have cards, but this was me voodooing cards. But he's not powerful by himself, but through his spirit friends, he has power, and that's interesting because most of the villains either don't have magical powers or are magic in their own right. Ursula has her own kind of powers. But Dr. FACILIER, he doesn't have his powers, so he uses powers from someone else, which means he's the villain, but he's not the boss villain. And the really evil people are kind of the spirits that then take him at the end of the movie. Most villains like are the boss, but he's not, so I think he deserves some credit there. And he's a doctor, so that's fun too. My fourth favorite villain is Maleficent. I feel like a lot of people really like her for maybe obvious reasons. I mean, her pettiness is just the best thing about her. She curses a baby because she's not invited to a party. She also has really cool horns and is green and has her bird. She just like sits there with her bird. Like, imagine my bird here. She just exudes power. Yeah, it's kind of sad that she's pathetic enough to hurt a baby because she's not invited to the baby's party, which has nothing to do with the baby, but really all to do with the parents. But that's why she's a villain. You know, if she was perfect, then she wouldn't be a villain. And then she wouldn't be on this list. My third favorite villain is Hades from Hercules. I don't know why he's underappreciated. Because he's evil, he's cool looking, Greek myths are just interesting, and he's a twist of a villain. He's a villain in Disney's eyes, but in Greek mythology, Hades isn't really a villain. He is the god of the underworld, but that doesn't mean he like necessarily kills people. Whereas in the Disney movie, he does kind of cheat souls, and like with Meg, he manipulates them and like controls them. He can kill them on a moment's whim. I also like him because maybe you're getting the theme here, but he's funny. You know, he has his hair, and he's like, ladies, ladies, when he's talking to the fates. And I just like that about a villain. I like villains that aren't just like pure mean for the most part. I guess he's also sort of petty too, because is he? I'm not positive, but now I'm sort of thinking maybe he maybe not have been invited to Hercules' party also, and that may have started the whole thing. So the lesson is to invite unhappy uncles and other relatives and powerful people to your baby's birthdays. Then they won't want to kill them. My second favorite villain is Frollo from The Hunchback of Notre Dame. And I think he's definitely like not even thought of as a villain because maybe a lot of people haven't seen The Hunchback of Notre Dame, and then they're missing out because he is great. He is evil, he is corrupted, he's manipulative, he is supposed to represent this figure in the clergy sort of in the church, and he just like lusts after Esmeralda, and his song is so good. Hellfire is so just intense and powerful with the red people like zooming up on the sides and his expressions and the power in his voice. You don't like him at all because he's mean. He makes Quasimodo think that he's a monster when he's the monster, but you can't help but be kind of captivated by his character also because he is so devious and he doesn't care who he hurts or kills. Like, he'll burn down a whole city just to find Esmeralda. That's the kind of like power hungry and twisted mind that I think deserves a top villain ranking, and yet no one thinks about him. My honorable mention is Dawn Bellwether from Zootopia. I love sheep, so that's kind of why she made the list. And also she's a cool villain because you don't realize for a while that she is the villain, but at the same time I feel like villains need to inspire some level of fear or awe or some strong thing. Like Edgar's not super fearsome, but he's interesting, and she just doesn't really inspire that much for me personally. If you're a big fan of her, be a big fan of her. I thought I should mention her because sheep, ma, and all that stuff. And now, the moment you've been waiting for. You probably have guessed who this is, but maybe not because maybe that'll surprise you. But my number one favorite villain is Scar from The Lion King. He is the best uncle, and by best I mean the worst uncle anyone could possibly have. But at the same time, I just love him. Starting when he goes, "Forgive me for not jumping for joy, bad back, you know," or something like that. I'm not sure the exact line. But he is just very fun to watch. He has intriguing lines, and he kind of looks different than everyone, so he's maybe an outcast, and you sort of feel bad for him, but then you don't feel bad for him because he plays with that poor mouse, and he like eats Zazu and then spits Zazu up, and you're like, Zazu, I feel bad for you. But Scar's just cool. His song, Be Prepared, with hyenas is intense, and he doesn't care if he kills any of his relatives. You know, he kills Mufasa, he tries to kill Simba, he tries to kill Simba twice, he lies to the lionesses. He has no morals, he has no scruples. that makes a top villain. He's not as evil, I personally think, as maybe Frollo is, but the fact that he just is so blatant about everything, and he doesn't care, he just sees his power knowing that he got it wrongfully, and then he just is he's very vain. He just has a lot of qualities that make a top villain, which is why he's my favorite villain. I also like cats, and lions are cats, and yeah, that's my reasoning. His name is just cool, like Scar. Like, what was his name before that? I definitely have researched this and I can't remember, because no one was born like, oh, you don't want to name our little kitten Scar. Come, that kitten. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video on my top 10 Disney villains from animated movies. Key thing there. My next video that I'm planning to make for my Disney series is my personal favorite top 10 Disney ballads. Mostly because I'm playing in the orchestra for this Disney trip, and I was just thinking about music. So look forward to that. It's coming in just a few days. Bye!